Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Inside. We are we're gonna be looking for all of the collectibles in the game, which means we are going to be doing a lot of loading. Okay. I have a guide here telling me where the collectibles are. The next thing we're going to do is see if there is a secret level like there was not inside, in Limbo. Because the secret level was interesting. And because what we're doing today, we're going to do a little bit of discussing about collectibles in games. Okay, our next one is here. So, I was right. The first time I didn't spend enough time here to register this, but this is a cart full of pig bodies. But what I'm talking about collectibles is some games, especially like a lot of AAA open world games, they give you a lot of collectibles. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. They give you a lot of stuff to go collect, but there's no value to collecting them. Like maybe you get a custom cosmetic or something. But a lot of the time they feel like bloat. Like the amount of stuff you had that you could do in, we're gonna use, a particular game that I have played, not all the way through, mind you, but I have played it, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The amount of bloat stuff for you to do is kind of absurd. But the amount of bloatware, well, not bloatware, but, stuff that games have you do to increase the amount of time that you play them has gotten more absurd over the years. Every game's got some sort of gimmick, something that they want you to do, something they want you to collect, but very few of them make them worthwhile. I think I got this one before. Yeah, I think I've gotten this one before. I have. Right there. But everyone has their own gimmick that they want. Okay, that's I never knew what happened if it went out. But they all have something they want you to do rather than just keeping you busy with, like, a good or interesting story. Some of these areas I think I went into, but I never bothered to look around enough. Okay, that was not what I truthfully expected to happen, but there we go, we haven't been here. So, we haven't done this. There's a lot more extra work I have to do this time to track down the various collectibles. See if I've missed them or not. Because there's a couple I'm just like, yeah, I remember getting that one. I remember talking about that one. And others not so much. But my point that I'm trying to make is sometimes the collectibles just feel like busy work. Or the varying things that you can do in the game just feel like busy work. And then other times the collectibles actually give you something worthwhile. For example, in Limbo, the collectibles unlocked an entirely new level for me that played almost completely different from anything that I had done at that point. So they felt worthwhile. But in Assassin's Creed, in Syndicate, the collectibles didn't feel involved. I didn't feel a reason that I should bother with them. Because, well, they felt like just busy work. Rather than something I should actually enjoy doing. And this kind of does interest me, because there's some of these sections I did acknowledge in my head for like half a second, but I never bothered to investigate them, because at some point I stopped actually looking around the levels in detail. Okay. So I need to find a way to... I need to be careful about the dogs. See, the collectibles now feel worth it, because at this point, this is an entirely new puzzle that I haven't had the pleasure or displeasure of trying to solve. And I'm wondering if, what the connection is with these dogs to the ones that I'm faced upstairs. And as I said, I have a guide, but I'm using the guide more as literally a guide to find the location of these. Rather than to tell me how to solve various puzzles. So, like, right here, I don't know the solution to this puzzle. I could just find out the solution to the puzzle, and that'd probably be just fine, but the idea was to work through the puzzle myself. Everyone's upset at me. Okay, they stopped being upset at me. There we go. Okay. So this is another one where in this section, I wasn't in the frame of mind to actually go looking for collectibles. So, because I did not want to be anywhere around this bitch. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time around her. So that's essentially what they expected you to do, is to just resolve the puzzle again to get over there. Okay, so apparently the way you were supposed to find these things, like, properly was to look for some yellow cables. Yeah, no. Like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna at all be able to see that, oh, this particular cable is yellow. But that's actually how I've run into issues with certain collectibles a lot with that. They want you to see something that, like, I played Assassin's Creed Unity, and there was a particular set of collectibles that wanted you to see certain things on buildings that the contrast for them was not good enough. I use the Assassin's Creed series because they are full of garbage, busy work collectibles. I hate this room. And this is another one. I wasn't in the frame of mind to go looking for a collectible in this room because I wanted to be out of this place. I didn't want to spend a bunch of time here and actually look for a thing. Because if I did that, I'd have to spend more time in a room that I was kind of freaked out by. So, what are we gonna find? Just another yellow cable thing, I assume. And our fish friends get to stick around for a bit longer. So these things float. Bizarre. Okay, that is definitely something I never would have noticed. This is one of those ones where in order to solve it, I would have had to backtrack more than I would have been naturally comfortable with. So I would have had to do something along the lines of this. And go all the way back. Much further. Because I wouldn't have been comfortable with this because I didn't acknowledge right here. I didn't acknowledge that at all when I first came through here. And here's a funny thing. Every guide that I've found, like every guide for both games, none of them take into account the hidden level. Like, at all. Because the guide that I have right now says that there are 13 collectibles. There's obviously a 14th collectible. Okay. This one is my fault. I never bothered to attempt anything else for this one. But I think this video was already rather long. That launched it farther than I remember. Granted, it's been quite a bit of time since I did that. Oh yeah, I can't stand on it. I wish I could just let it go and not have to worry about it actually stopping up there like it was an automatic system, but no can do. But I run into that far too often that games will give you what is essentially just busy work rather than actually giving you something that's an interesting challenge to go do. In this game, the collectibles are just an interesting challenge to go do. They aren't designed to extend the runtime of the game, because in all technicality, they aren't forcing them down your throats. Like, collect all 14 cord thingies. I don't know what the fuck they're called. They're just there, and if you want to go do them, you go do them. If you don't want to go do them, you don't go do them. And in fact, to my knowledge, very few YouTubers actually bother to go collect all 14 in their Let's Plays. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I'm mistaken. Not completely, at least. Okay, there we go. Is that gonna open completely? It is, but I need to do this again, and... See, this is what I mean. I watched the guide up until he said where I needed to go, and then I stopped watching. So I didn't know what it was. Okay, this one I never would have noticed. Like, this one I never would have been able to figure out on my own. Because I didn't acknowledge that wire, and because I usually only acknowledge things around my character. Right there, it's hidden from me. And another thing I wouldn't have thought to do is I apparently have to split this group. Unfortunately, this time I did have to see the solution to the puzzle. Because it's kind of dumb. Because I wouldn't have thought to do something like that. I wouldn't have thought to split them up like that. Because every time I suspected I needed all of them. But regardless, it is still interesting that I have to... The solutions and things I have to do for this puzzle are, like, for these collectibles, aren't just... Oh, yeah, they're just spread out and slightly hidden in the world. No, it's like they're actually puzzles. Okay. I think this is where I need to go. So, you're apparently supposed to notice this because the wires, all of them converging in here. Never would have noticed that. But I've already unpowered all of these. So what happens when I enter this? 14 of 14. Ha ha ha! That's the cornfield one. That is in the cornfield. That is near the very beginning of the game, right here. The second collectible in the game. I found it by accident. And now we go down. Okay, I am going to look up the solution to this because I don't know what it's asking me to do. Okay, so this is a secret ending, apparently. I looked up the solution. Apparently, it was from the tape recorder near the 5th orb. I don't know which orb that was. I didn't do it, but I have the solution. Up, up, right, left, right, 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 up, 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 right, left, left, left. So, there we go. This is apparently a secret ending. I don't know how secret that is. I found it by accident. Well, granted, I found it by accident, but I knew the devs had a little penchant for, like, not a penchant. I'd played Limbo. I knew they made a secret level in Limbo. So, I suspected they'd do the same in this game. There we go. Highly suspicious. But... and we just pulled a cable. Pull the cable. Everything's ending. I don't know what we just did. I think we just... was this all that dude's dream? That was a... okay. What just happened? I'm glad I was talking throughout all of this. I'm gonna wait until the screen stops being faded to black. Nope, that was it. I'm gonna look and see like if there's anything else I gotta do in there. Okay, no, it's completely up to the player's interpretation. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. We found a guy in a room hanging from one of the mind control things, and when we unplugged him, we fell to the ground. At least that's what I assume that was the mind control helmet thing that we'd used a couple times throughout the game. and we fell to the ground and everything faded to black. So does that mean everything we were doing was his doing, the guy in the background? Like, was that all his dream? Was all of this his fault, sort of thing? Because he was locked away in a bunker, away from everybody, in the middle of a random-ass cornfield. At least, I think it was random. Might not have been random, but still. Let me know what you think. I have a couple of theories. As I said, one of my theories was that this is all his dream. So when we unplugged him, the dream, or the simulation of his dream, ended. And he woke up. So that's the theory that I have. What are your theories for what just happened? Let me know. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Leave a like down below, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye, guys.